begin lying down. And you can open your knees, bring your feet together, and you can kind of choose where you place your feet depending on how it feels in your hips and in your back. So with your feet together, your knees open in like a butterfly, you can either keep your heels close towards your pelvis. That'll be a little bit of a deeper stretch, a deeper opening of your hips. Or you can actually push your feet away from your body towards the front edge of your mat. And that will provide a little more space in the hips. And bringing your hands onto your body. So you can choose where you place your hands. For me right now, that's thighs, hip area. You might want one hand on your belly, on your heart. See where your body is asking you to connect, to ground, to just drop in. Breathe right into the surface where your palms meet your body. Feel or imagine that as you exhale, your hands actually drop heavier into your body. Soften through your jaw, the back of your neck, and your shoulders. Soften. A deeper inhale this time. Open your mouth and release. Another deep inhale, even deeper than the last. Fill your lungs, fill your heart, and then open your mouth and release. One more deep inhale. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft eyes, a little extra sip of breath in. And open your mouth, total release. Now just breathing smoothly in and out of your nose. Nice, full, long breath. And then slowly moving your hands to the outer edges of your thighs. And help to press your knees together. Bringing your feet flat on the mat. Step your feet as wide as the mat. Lift your hips, lower your hips. And then allow your knees to actually fall in towards one another, to support one another. And just soften through your inner thighs that just spent a bit of time being open. And then move your knees apart. Open your arms out to a T. You might even take goalpost arms, bending your elbows. And then start to take windshield wipers. Sending your knees side to side. And even feeling the softness in your feet as you do so. Breathe into your feet. Sense the gentle rocking from one edge of your foot across the sole over to the other edge. And then once your knees fall to the left again, leave them there. You might deepen this by wiggling your right foot a little further out towards the right side. Just allowing your inner knee, inner thigh to sink towards the ground. Taking a full breath beyond your belly, your thigh, your knee. Full release out. And slowly lifting your knees back up center. And letting them fall towards the right. Nice and slow. Wiggling your left foot a little further out towards the left. So you feel long and spacious from your hip, thigh. Full inhale. Feel your breath fill inside of your thigh tissue. That thick, dense center of your thigh muscle. Breathe a spaciousness inside your thigh. Lifting your knees back to center. And heel toe your feet back to hips distance apart. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms flat, backs of arms beginning to press into the ground. Spread your toes. Press into the four corners of your feet. That's big toe mound, pinky toe mound, inner heel, outer heel. And feel how that's rooting your low back down into the mat. Breathe into that connection. And then your next inhale, root into your feet. Slowly lift your hips, sending your tailbone lengthening forward towards the backs of your knees as you lift your hips. Walk your shoulder blades together underneath you so that your collarbones become wide and spacious. And then again, kind of wiggle your toes, feel all 10 toes rooting onto the mat. The four corners of your feet. Pressing down, lifting your hips just a little bit more. Soften your buttock. Lengthen tailbone towards the backs of your knees a little more. And now take a deep inhale into the backs of your ribs. One more breath here. Walk shoulder blades apart from one another and paint your spine down. So coming down one vertebra at a time, really slow. Bringing your upper back down, mid back, low back. And let your tailbone kind of dip towards the floor as that natural curve of your low spine returns. Letting your thighs settle. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Fan your toes. Inhale, root into your feet. Lift your hips. Walk shoulder blades together underneath you. Maybe palms stay flat on the mat. Maybe you interlace fingers under your sacrum and really root down through pinky side edge of hand or arm. Everyone, root a little more through your big toe mound, your inner arch, your heel. In fact, lift your toes off of the ground and feel this deep rooting of big toe mound, inner arch, inner heel. And then slowly setting your toes down, maintaining that deep rooting in your feet. One more breath into your back ribs. Release your hands if you're holding. Walk shoulder blades apart and very slow. One vertebra at a time, rolling back down onto the mat. Allowing that natural curve of your low spine to return. Smooth breaths in. Releasing through your thighs as you release breath out. Now drawing your right knee into your chest, flex your foot, hand on your knee. And then draw your left knee in, same thing, flex your foot, hand on your knee. And just give a gentle hug With your hands on your knees, your shins, in towards your chest, hugging. Feel your thighs grow closer towards your belly. And then breathe your belly into your thighs. Breathe your belly into your thighs. And then opening your arms out to a T, palms face it down. Kind of wiggle your shoulders a little bit, sliding your shoulder blades down your back, away from your ears. You feel really spacious through the back of your neck, sides of your neck. And then take another breath, and exhale, drop your knees to the left. And full breath through your whole spine. Feeling it rise from the base of your spine, through your mid-back, between your back ribs. It even pools behind the back of your heart, between your shoulder blades. Gently fills into the back of your neck, the backs of your eyes. Feeling this spine river of breath. And then lifting your knees back to center. And on an exhale, dropping your knees to the right. So imagining your spine like the river itself, and the tissues that hug your spine on either side. Those are like the river banks. And allow your breath to move like water, fluid, rushing up and down your spine. So now you're already kind of halfway rolled to your right. You're just going to pick up your left arm, completely roll over onto your right side. You kind of end up in the fetal position. You can bend your bottom elbow, your right elbow, make a little pillow with your bottom arm. And then expanding your breath into the river beds that run along the sides of your spine. And now extend your top leg towards the knee, towards the front of the room. Use your left hand in front of your chest to gently press yourself to sit up. And then turn forwards. Coming to have your right shin crossed in front of your left. Okay, fingertips out towards the sides, kind of using them as like a kickstand. As you lengthen up, you're also rooting down through your sit bones. And then turning your palms up, sweeping your arms up, full breath, feel your side ribs, lengthen up, but soften your shoulders. Find that deep rooting through sit bones, lengthening up through spine. And now exhale, twist open to the right side. Right hand behind you, left hand to your knee. And then again, in order to grow taller, you actually root deeper. Use your breath to lift you light. Exhale, press open a little deeper. And then finding that river of breath through your spine and allowing it to expand into the tissues that hug your spine, into the river. And now staying in the twist, just take your right arm, that's your back arm, sweeping up towards the sky, and then all the way around to your other knee. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, rounding your spine, dropping your head forward. Even make your cheeks heavy, your lips soft. You might even kind of flutter them a little bit. And then breathing into the back of your heart, the back of your neck. Expanding that spine river breath into the surrounding tissues. And then inhale, lifting your chest, Keep your arms crossed, just lift them to the height of your shoulders. And then bring your hands wrapping around your outer shoulders. And then crawl your fingertips in towards your spine, so you're hugging a little tighter, and then relax your shoulders. Okay, root down through your seat. Inhale, lift through your heart. And now either stay here or find eagle arm, wrapping your forearms, maybe your palms even come together. So regardless of where your arms are, we'll all move together. Inhale, floating your elbows, your arms straight up towards the side. And then exhale, elbows float back down towards your chest. And 2 more times just like this, and feeling all of those tiny tendrils of tissue between your shoulder blades and your neck and your spine that are getting stretched, open as you move. After your third one, as your elbows come down, unwind your arms, circle all the way out and up. You might even gaze up. Take that extra little sip of breath in, lift taller, lighter, and now folding forward, hands come out in front of you. Take another inhale to grow a little longer in your spine. And then exhale, either stay here and just lengthen your head forward or walk your hands out further, taking you deeper into the fold. And then breathe beyond your lungs, beyond your belly, ballooning open through the bowl of your pelvis, your hips. Hear the texture of your breath. Hear the texture of your breath gliding against your inner space. Walking your hands back in towards your body. Lean back. Open your legs out into a narrow V. Give them a little wiggle. And then bring your left shin in front. Kickstand with your fingers. Grow tall as you reach deeper. And then palms turn out. Inhale, sweeping open. Exhale, twist open to the left. Roots to lengthen and lift. Exhale, open deeper. Breathing that river of breath through your spine. Taking your left arm, sweeping it up towards the sky, full inhale. All the way over to your right as you exhale. And then inhale, lifting through your chest. Deeply wrap your spine. Open the back of your heart. Broaden through your back ribs. Drop your head forward. Breathe into the tissues that hug your spine. Inhale, sitting tall, arms stay crossed, just lift them. And then find that hug, crawling your fingertips in towards your spine, hugging a little tighter, softening your shoulders. And then either staying here or eagle arms. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, elbows to chest. Twice more. Feel it, listen to it, see it. Elbows return to your chest. Unwind your arms, circling out, up, Maybe you gaze up, touch. And then exhale forward. Inhale, find greater length in your spine as you root deeper into your hips. And then exhale, either fold deeper or stay. Heavy lift, heavy cheek. Spacious breaths in the bowl of your pelvis. Walking your hands back into your body. Go ahead and swing your legs around from underneath you. Come onto hands and knees in the tabletop. Inhale, breathing your heart forward. Really slide your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, cat spine, deeply rounding. Really let your tailbone drop towards the backs of your knees. Inhale again, cow spine. Tailbone lift. Exhale, tailbone dips towards the ground. Inhale, cow. Exhale, drop your head a little more this time. And finding a neutral spine, extend your right leg straight back, your toes stay down on the mat. And then spin your back heel down so that your back toes turn to the right. Lean into your left hand, and as you turn open to the right, really hug your outer left hip, kind of pinning it underneath you. And then turn your chest open to the right. You can use your bottom shin grounding down to find greater support. And now turning your palm towards the front of the room. And sweep your arm over the side of your ear. As you do so, root more through your back foot. The pinky side edge of your back foot, rooting firm. Breathe through your side ribs, side waist. Even through your armpit, your arm, your fingers, your palm. And then sweeping your arm back up towards the sky, and then bring it down by your right hip. Down towards the floor, kind of let your chest turn towards the floor. And then sweeping towards the front of the room, open your chest again. Big inhale, exhale, circling. One more time. Exhale, hand to the mat, knee to the mat. Inhale, cow, spine, heart forward. Exhale, round. Neutral spine. Left leg extends back, toes down. Spin your heel down, toes to the left. Pin your outer right hip underneath you as you turn open to the left. Good. Now, even here, can you find that lengthening of your tailbone towards the back of your knee? So that would be towards the back short end of your mat. Turning your palm forward, sweep your arm over the side of your ear. Push more into your back foot. If you feel too much weight in your wrist, your bottom wrist, bring more weight into your fingertips, gripping the mat. Another breath, widen for your side waist, reach more, more, more. And then sweep your arm up towards the sky, down by your hip, down towards the floor, forward and open. Two more big circles. Good, bringing your hand down onto the mat, your knee down onto the mat. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Widen your knees, broaden your hips. Big toes touching behind you. Sit your hips back, child's pose. Bringing your forehead down onto the mat if available. And then again, breathing into that river of your spine. Feeling your breath flow through that midpoint of your spine, up and down. And it expands, opening into those surrounding tissues. And now slowly walking your hands towards your knees. Coming to sit up on your heels. Okay, if it's uncomfortable to sit on your knees like this, totally fine if you come into a comfortable seat on your bottom. Bringing your hands around behind you, your fingertips. Roll your shoulder heads open. Lengthen your tailbone down towards the ground. So your pubic bone actually lifts towards your knee. Your low spine gets longer. And then rolling your heart open, feel your bottom tips of your shoulder blades are actually breathing up, lifting up into your collarbones. Your nose and chin can stay in line with your sternum, or you can tuck your chin towards your throat and drop your head. Another breath into your low ribs, your collarbones. And then exhale, slowly melt your chest, your shoulders. Walking your hands forward once again. Shoulder distance apart. Spreading your fingers. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. And then press your thighs back. Coming into your first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now, lift high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees dramatically. And then press more of your weight back and up. Back and up. Okay, now find that river of breath through your spine. Expanding into the surrounding tissues, into the surrounding landscape. Another breath, but even longer in your spine, more lifted in your hips. And then exhale, begin to straighten your legs by pressing your thighs straight back. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forwards, and slowly walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthening your chest forward, hands come onto your shins to support. And then feel to your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Bend your knees softly, and then cross your forearms, hold on to opposite elbow. Let your belly just drape over the tops of your thighs, drop your head. And then fan your toes, lift them off of the ground. Feel your big toe mound, your pinky toe mound, your inner heel, outer heel. And rock just a little more weight forward. And then keeping your toes fanning, slowly set them down. Even here, breathe through that river of your spine. Switch the cross of your forearms, other forearm goes on top. Let your elbows get heavier. You might even find you can drop a little bit deeper. And then slowly releasing both arms down. Inhale, lifting your chest. Heel to your feet back to hips to sit. And fold. Then we're starting to sit your hips way back, way back. Your sternum lengthens forward. If you're sitting into a chair that's way too far behind you, fan your toes. Feel your big toe mounds rooting down, pull them out apart between your big toe mounds. And then sweeping your arms out towards a T. Feel the backs of your arms lifting towards the sky. Pause about shoulder height. Turn your palms forward towards the front of the room, and then sweep your arms by the sides of your ears. Your thighs are really talking to you, so breathe back to them. Now inhale, lift your chest, stay with your hips low. Inhale, root down, rise up, root down to lift more, lift more. And then you can take that bend. And then exhale, hands to your heart as you relax your chest. Full breath. Open up. Good. Take your hips back. Weight into your heels. Fingertips graze the ground. Lift your chest. Sweep your arms forward. Pose. Inhale, root down. Rise, rise. More, maybe a little bit back. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Full breath in. Open your mouth. Sit your hips back. Fingertips graze the ground. Lift your chest, sweep your arms by your knees. Inhale, root down, rise, rise, lift, go back. Exhale, hands. Full breath. Open your mouth. Releasing your arms down. Circling your arms all the way out and up. Sweeping your arms down and around, hands come onto your sacrum, fingertips closing down. Step your feet a little bit wide. Roll your shoulder heads open and use the heel of your hand to actually push your buttock flesh down towards the backs of your knees. But then inhale, breathe, lift up, up, up. You feel your back ribs lifting off of your waist. Shoulder blades drawing together in towards your spine. Sliding down your back. Another breath here, lift, lift, and then exhale, folding forward. Let your hands slide down your thighs to your shins, lifting your heart forward. And then bend your knees if you need to, and bring your left hand right underneath your chest, your right hand onto your sacrum. Lengthening your heart forward, lifting the backs of your thighs up towards the sky, even if your knees are bent. And then slowly feel your right ribs turning you open towards the right side. Now with your hand on your sacrum, feel, did your left hip just sink down towards the ground? Can you get your left hip to lift to the height of your right hip? So your pelvis, your sacrum that you're holding your hand on, is actually nice and flat and even. And then breathe into your rib cage a lot. And exhale, maybe turn open a little deeper. Okay, now you might extend your right arm to the sky with palm facing the right wall. One more breath. Exhale, slowly closing your arm down. Okay, inhale, lengthening your chest forward. Bring your right hand right underneath your chest. Again, your knees can be as bent as needed. Left hand comes around onto your sacrum. Inhale, breathe sternum forward. And then exhale, turn your ribs, turning open. So again, sensing, did your right hip just drop? Lift it again, pelvis even. Maybe you extend your top arm, palm facing the left. One more breath. Exhale, close your eyes down. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting your chest. Heel toe your feet back to hips distance. Bend your knees a lot. Plant your hands flat on the mat. And step your right leg straight back. Spin your back heel down onto the mat. Your toes turn out to the right. Bring your left forearm onto your thigh and pin your outer left hip in, just like we did before, as you turn yourself open to the right. Side. Your palm turns towards the front of the room. Sweep your top arm over your ear. Now root a little more into your front heel. Drag it towards the back short end of your mat. And now breathe your bottom ribs, your left ribs, kind of arching almost into your top rib. Inhale, stay rooted in your front heel as you rise up. Right hand to back thigh, left arm reaches overhead, reverse forward. Inhale here. Exhale, come to Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders right over your hips, arms to a T. And then inhale, straighten your front leg. Push a lot into your front big toe mound as you lift, lift. In fact, lift your front toes off the mat. Root into your big toe mound. Okay? And then slowly span your toes back down. Inhale here. Exhale, send your hips towards the back of your mat as you lengthen out. Hinge from your hip. Reach. Reach. Keep reaching. And then bring your bottom hand to your shin. Turn your top ribs open towards the side. And extend your top arm. Keep going up. Breathing up through your feet, your thighs, into the river of your spine. And then breathe all the way out through your crown. Gaze down. Rebend into your front knee, turn your chest down. Your right hand comes right underneath your shoulders, spin to the ball of your back foot, and twist open to the left. Kind of hug your inner thighs together. You can always set your back knee down to support as well. One more breath, hug your outer hip in, turn your ribs open, and then exhale, close your hands down. Both palms flat, step to plank pose. Drop your knees down onto the mat. Gaze slightly forward, pulling your heart forward. And then bend your elbows, lowering. Inhale, lifting your chest to low cobra, fanning your fingers. Heel of your hand right by the sides of your low ribs. Inhale. Exhale, relax your chest down. Good. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, release down. One more. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, push your arms straight, rise up onto your knees. You might lift your knees for a full upward dog, depending how that feels in your low back. And then find downward facing dog. Breathe into the tissues that run along the sides of your river spine. Inhale, lifting your right leg straight up and back. Bend your knee, your heel comes towards your buttock, and then turn your hip, your thigh, your knee open towards the right side. Your gaze might even shift underneath your right arm. However, you're still pressing even with your both palms, both arms. Breathe all the way through your front belly, front thigh, front knee. And then straighten your leg, turn your hip down, rock shoulders over your wrist, knee into your chest, and step your foot through between your hands. Spin your back heel down, toes out to the left. Right forearm onto your thigh, and pin your outer hip underneath you as you turn over. Top palm turns forward. Sweep your arm over your ear. Root more to the pinky side edge of your back foot. Get long through both side weights, including your bottom side. Bend a little bit deeper into your front knee. And then stay low, stay rooted as you rise up, reverse warrior. Left hand to back thigh, right arm reaching up, and then over. Inhale. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten your front leg, lift through your spine. And then exhale, hinge. Hips lengthen back as your side ribs lengthen forward. And then bottom hand down. Top arm up, but there's this teeny micro twist in your spine as you rotate your top ribs open towards the sky. But now lift your front toes onto the mat. Root through your big toe mounds. Feel your inner arch, how it's kind of lifting, it's breathing up away from the ground. That's healthy, it's a healthy arch. Maintain that as you release your toes back down. One more breath. Gaze down. Rebend into your knee. Left hand under your shoulder. Under the ball of your back foot. Feel your inner thighs hugging towards one another as you twist open. Inhale, get longer. Even push through your back heel, sternum forward, and then exhale, turn open. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Get longer. Go deeper. 1. Release your hand down. Step to plank. Knees down, heart forward. Chaturanga. Low cobra. Release. Low cobra. Release. Low cobra. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, rising to knees or knees lift, upward dog. Downward dog, whether you're lifting your hips or rocking your hips back. Take a little bit of movement, maybe pedaling in your legs. Find extra length through those tissues that connect your spine to your the back of your pelvis. You can use your breath to do that. You can use your movement to do that. And then once you feel really satisfied with that, finding stillness in a neutral dog. Using your breath. Left leg rises. Inhale. Bend your knee. Turn your hip open. Straighten your leg. Turn your hip down. Rock forward. Step your foot through between your hands. Back heel down onto the mat. Your forearm onto your thigh. Turn open, Parshvasana. Now bring your top hand onto your hip. Gaze down. Now bend your knee a little bit more. Reach your hand way out in front of your big pinky toe. Now, if we don't have a block and it's difficult to reach the floor, you'll just want to kind of ease your way into this. Find what works for you. So inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Take a little bend into your back knee. Exhale, press off. Bring all of your weight over your left foot. Lift your right leg, your back leg to your hip height. And then really straighten your standing leg, charging down through your foot. Fan your toes. Feel your big toe mounds. Rooting down. Your top arm might extend to the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Breathe through your whole body. Not a fiber in your body does not receive breath. One more breath here. Top hand onto your hip. Gaze down. Bend into your standing leg. Bring your back toes down onto the ground again. And then bring your hand onto your shin and extend your leg straight. Come into Trikonasana. Turn your chest open. Extend your top arm to the sky. Good. Gaze down. Bend into your knee. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Lifting up and back. Exhale, windmilling your hands down. Come to the ball of your back foot. Twist open to the left side. Exhale, close your arm down. Pause. Drop your back knee down onto the mat. Heel toe your left foot over to the left. 2 times. Your hands are shoulder distance underneath your shoulders, inside of your foot. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift your knee and just kind of walk your knee back a couple inches. So you're super spacious from your right hip to your right knee. And then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Begin to hug your inner left knee, inner left thigh in towards your midline, in towards your spine. Relax your lips. You might stay here, or you might lower to your forearms for these last 3 breaths. Really ride the river of your breath. Be with the journey of each breath. Slowly rise up onto your hands. Now shift your hips backward a little bit, so more of your weight is on your back knee now. And then you're going to sweep your left leg all the way to the left and behind you. Plant that foot down nice and firm. Lean into your bottom knee, bottom hand, and turn open. Your top arm goes over the side of your ear, lengthen from your back foot, rooting down. Your side ribs breathing open. The top arm extends back up to the sky, hands down onto the mat. And then extend your right leg back. You arrive in your plank pose. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press back. Downward facing. Use your breath to create micro adjustments, getting longer and more spacious. Inhale, lifting your right leg. Exhale, step through between your hips. Back heel down, right forearm on your thigh, turn open. Arch up. Top hand onto your hip. Gaze down. Reach your right hand way out in front of your pinky toe, as far as you can reach. Bend your back knee. And exhale, press off, lifting your back leg to hip height, strong in your standing leg. Fan your toes, feel that big toe mound rooting down, that healthy breathing, that lifting of your arch. And even if that's just happening energetically right now. Top arm extends towards the sky as an option. One more breath. Top hand to hip, gaze down. Bend standing leg, back toes touch down. Right hand onto your shin, lengthen your front leg. And turn open. Trikonasana. Gaze down. Rebend into your knee. Left hand under your shoulder. Ball of your back foot, twist open to you. On your exhale, close your arm down. Set your back knee down. Heel toe, right foot out to the right. So both hands are inside of your foot. And then just kind of pick up your back knee, walk it back a couple inches. Lengthening your heart forward. Find everything hugging in towards midline. So your inner thigh, your inner knee hugging in. Even your outer right hip hugging in towards your midline. Breathe here. Fan your front toes. Big toe mound rooting. Heel rooting and even dragging back a little bit. Staying on hands or lowering to your floor. Rising. Shift your hips back a few inches. And then sweep your front leg all the way around behind you. Really plant that foot down flat. Okay. Get your bottom shin pressing down as you turn open. Top arm goes over your ear, getting even longer now. Top arm reaches up, gaze down, hands down, knee down. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, cat spine rounding, broaden your knees, child pose. 5 full breaths through the river of your spine. Inhale, slowly rising up onto hands and knees. Bringing your right knee and shin forward, open your knee out towards the right side. And then start to wiggle your back leg back, coming into pigeon. Now, if being in pigeon in this position is a little too intense on your knee or your hip, you can always go down onto your back to be in thread the needle. So much like we did a little more towards the beginning of practice this evening, breathing beyond lungs, beyond belly, and really seeing even this bowl of your pelvis almost like a pool. Or we'll say a pond or an ocean. We're working with the river of the spine too. The river of your spine leading into the ocean of your pelvis. And your breath fills and flows, filling every crevice, floods in, creating a softness, creating a spaciousness. Each time, creating an invitation for your body to open more and more. Release more and more. Just being aware of the evolution of this opening with the course of each breath. Deep breath in. Open your mouth. Slowly rising up onto your hand. Lean over to your right side and sweep your left leg all the way Left shin in front, your right leg sweeps behind you. Now lifting. Exhale, walking out and down. The river of your spine. Breathing, cooling open into the ocean of your pelvis. Feeling how when you receive more breath in, create greater space, expanding open with your breath in. You then have greater space to release, to let go, drop deeper inward. Slowly lifting your chest, walking your hands. Lean to your left and sweep your back leg all the way up. Send your legs out in front of you. You're going to take your hands in from underneath and just pull your buttock flesh back just a little bit. Don't overdo that. And then planting your palms down by the sides of your hips, flex your feet. Even feel your thighs just gently pressing down towards the ground. Roll your shoulder heads back. Beautiful. Inhale, arms sweeping. Exhale, pitching your chest forward. Reach out, 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 out. And then let your hands fall wherever they may. That might be your shins. That might be the outer edges of your feet or your ankles. Drop your head. Now breathe again into the tissues that hug your spine, especially your low spine. Give them a lot of breath. Tuck your navel towards your spine. Slowly roll your spine all the way to sit up. Bend your knees. Scoot yourself forward if you need to. Send your arms out. Move your belly towards your spine again to kind of round out through that little curve of your back and slowly come all the way back down onto your spine. You start with windshield wipers again. Step your feet wide on the mat. Just loosen anything that you might still be holding onto in your hips, in your sacrum, your left spine. Okay. And we're going to do one of the same stretches we did at the beginning. We'll get to kind of observe if there's any difference. So drop your knees over towards the left. Kind of wiggle your shoulder blades down your back. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Heel toe your right foot out towards the right side. Some of you might even reach down, grab your right ankle, and pull it towards your right hip. Okay, that's one way to deepen. You can also cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh, if that works for your body. You can stop anywhere along that journey. And then locating, again, that really deep, dense center of your thigh muscle. And as if you could breathe from that point. Breathe open and out to the outer edges of your thigh and back in. And releasing your foot down if it's crossed on top. Slowly kind of heel toe your foot forward again if you hold your heel by your hip, and then lift your knees back to the center. Just lift your hips and set them down, just kind of resetting your pelvis. Then make sure your feet are still wide on the mat, and then drop your knees over to the right side. Okay, so any variation you took on the other side. Maybe you wiggle your left foot out, maybe you pull your heel towards your hip, maybe you cross your right ankle on top. You can always bring your arms overhead as well. That allows for just a little extra opening. Breathing from that deep center of thigh. Releasing your foot down. Slowly finding your way back to center with your knees lifted. Heel toe feet to hips distance. Lift hips, lower hips. Breathe. Be with the settling happening in your physical body. Be with the settling happening in your energetic body. Slowly draw your right knee into your chest and your left. With one hand on each knee or shin, open your knees wide. Just a gentle pull of your hands on your knees. Big oceanic breath in your pelvis, your inner thigh. And hugging your knees together. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. One hand on each knee, hugging in towards your chest. Lengthen your chin towards your chest a little so the back of your neck gets long and spacious. And then either keep your hands on your knees or walk your hands to mid-shin or to the pinky side edges of your feet. You can even lift your heels away from your hips any amount. Whenever you're holding onto your pole, in towards your shoulders. Breathe your belly into your thighs. Feel your breath touch your sit bone. Feel your breath touch your outer hip. And keeping your legs crossed, just open your arms to a T. Drop your legs to the left. Full breath through your spine. Exhale, melt into the mat. A little more. Feeling the river of your breath, spine. Gently flow up and down. Melt even a little more. Your whole body melts into the mat. One more spacious breath. Open your mouth. Slowly unwind your legs. So unravel and stack your right knee on top of your left. And then lift your right knee and shin up center first. And then your left knee and shin follow. So your knees are open wide as you arrive center. Bring one hand onto each knee or shin and gently pull down. Hugging inner thighs together. Cross left thigh over right. Hands on your knees or mid-shin or pinky side edges of feet. Make sure to flex your feet. Sending your breath. Press open to your sit bones, your hips, even your tailbone and your sacrum. That low part of your belly that breathes open, your top thigh. Legs stay crossed, arms open. Full breath. Legs fall to the right. Every exhale, melting a little bit more to your whole body, even in your thighs, even in your toes. Even in your bones. Melt. Slowly unravel your limbs. And then your left knee and shin lift first. Then your right knee and shin follow. Knees are open wide, one hand on each knee. Happy baby. Lifting your heels over your knees. Getting a hold of your feet or your shins. Gently hugging them. Full breath. Exhale, rebend your knees. Hug your knees center. Wrap your arms around your shins. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up off the ground. Inhale, hug in more. Exhale, drop. Setting one foot down and then the other. Lift your hips and lower your hips. And extending one leg out and then the other. Arms by your sides, palms to the sky. Shavasana. Lift your lips and swallow. Letting your tongue fall heavy towards the back of your throat. Your lips and teeth just naturally part. Soften the corners of your lips. Centers of your cheek. Corners of your eye. And the space between your eyebrows. The skin that embraces your heart. Allow it to melt. The skin that wraps and holds your belly. Soften. Skin holds your powerful thighs. Soften. Skin that wraps over the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, and carry you through your life. Allow to soften. Begin to invite more breath. Little movements in fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. You may feel inclined to take a big stretch with your arms overhead, reaching to your feet, your thighs, your arms. Big, quick breath. And then exhale, just bending your knees and rolling over onto your right side. You can make that pillow with your bottom arm again. And breathing into those river banks along the sides of your spine, those tissues that hug your spine. Extending your top leg towards the front of the room. Using left hand in front of your chest to press up. Sitting tall. Bringing your hands into any placement or mudra that would work for you, and I will offer you the mudra of bringing your left hand over your right hand, so your knuckles kind of resting in the crook of the other, thumb tips touching, and then that will come to rest down. It's kind of this little sweet spot that you can find. It's about between your navel and your pubic bone. If you float your hands around there, you might find where they kind of like click in energetically, where you can hold them there. Your shoulders can stay soft. Soft cheeks, soft eyes. And just finding that center point between your hands and drawing a line from there straight into the center point of your pelvis.
second chakra, the womb space for women. Breathing there. Sensing this gentle movement of breath. It's almost like being in the ocean itself, you know, how the ocean kind of sways side to side. You might kind of find that same sort of swaying, floating motion, which might even create like a physical movement. And if it does so, if your body feels inclined to sway gently or rock a little bit, allow it to do so. And these waves of your breath, in this pelvic ocean. Sensing the waves of your breath. Deep breath. Slow breath out. Slowly gathering your palms together in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra. Holding between your hands. Sacred gem. Breathe into the space between your palms. Holding the energy between them. Like it were a precious gem of your heart. The big breath, breathe that into your heart. And exhale, bow your head. Bowing all the way forward and down. Bowing into gratitude and reverence for this body, for this practice,
for this space to practice in together. The space inside for you to practice anytime you choose to go. And slowly rising. Using your thumbs to meet third eye. Breathe into that connection. The spirit in me sees, honors, and loves the spirit in me. Namaste. Good night. Sweet dreams. You're welcome. You're welcome.